Hey everybody, I'm back up here in the beautiful Boundary Waters. Instead of taking a canoe or a kayak, I am on my feet with my hiking shoes. I'm up here for 3 days, 2 nights, and it is really buggy, you guys. We parked at the car, getting everything out. I don't know how many different kinds of flies, mosquitoes. I feel bad for Henry. This is a solo trip, except for I have my buddy Henry, if you can see him. It's great to be back up here. Now I'm on the Angleworm Trail. Last time I was up here about 5 years ago with Runner, and we went clockwise. This time I'm going counterclockwise. And the reason why is I knew it was going to be buggy, it's going to be a little warm, but we're going to be camping on lakes that are facing the southwest or west. This way the wind will come in and keep the bugs off of Henry and I. I'm worried more about Henry than I am about myself because I got bug spray and I can only do so much for Henry. So we are just gonna have a great time up here. Man and his dog. Hoorah. Let's do it. Now the Angleworm Trail is right around 17 miles. You come in on a portage, that's 2 miles. It's a 12-mile loop, and you come back to that 2-mile portage to get out again. Now one thing that's different than I've noticed since I've been up here last time 5 years ago is that the trail is really marked. Someone put these blue markers like the Spirit Hiking Trail. And the trail maintenance is amazing. Last time I was here, you had to go through the marsh. Now there's a lot of boardwalks, so that's really nice. If you're looking at doing a hike into the wilderness, an easy hike, this is a really easy hike to start off with. Otherwise, you get in the Boundary Waters, it's not marked, so you have to be careful. Even here you have to be a little careful, but this trail, man, this trail's like a highway compared to the other trails in the Boundary Waters. So if you're looking at doing a wilderness hike, Angleworm Trail. Whoop. Poor Henry is just getting tore up by these big deer fly and horse flies. You can see it. That's why he's laying down, because they're coming underneath him and biting him every time I stop to film. These things are just tearing him apart, so I gotta keep moving. It is so buggy up here, but it is beautiful. Beautiful view. This is Angleworm Lake right here. So I'm gonna kill this sucker. Bad fly. Bad fly. Oh. Now my pack load is probably about 13 pounds, but after carrying Henry's sleeping bed, his pup tent, and also his food, I bet you, and then I have camera equipment. I'm using my full frame camera with the food, especially Henry's food. I bet you I'm carrying 25 pounds. This is a heavy load for me. I'm not used to carrying backpack and a dog stuff. Usually Henry would have his backpack on, but the pack that he has, it gets real chafed and rubbed underneath. So I didn't have him use it this time. I was gonna get him a new backpack, but I haven't got him one yet. So I carried everything in for him. And it was, it's a tough little hike because it was warm, but now it's starting to rain. We are probably gonna stay here. We're at Angleworm Lake. We're gonna hit Whiskey Jack Lake. But I think we're gonna stay here. The mosquitoes are terrible, but if we get this breeze coming in, it should clear them out. Henry's all beat up underneath, so I don't think I should go any farther. So we're gonna camp here. I'm gonna set up now, put up the tarp because it's raining. The rain started coming down pretty hard, so I hurried up and set up this tarp. This tarp is from Superior Gear. It's a Superior shelter. This is what I'll be using tonight. The only problem is we're underneath this shelter, protected from the rain, but the mosquitoes are in here, and poor Henry over there is just getting chewed up. But at least the flies are gone. And so far at this campsite, we had a breeze coming in, but when the rain started, breeze just stopped. So we're underneath there with the mosquitoes, and what I'm going to do now is might as well eat my lunch. And I'm thinking we'll probably stay here because it looks like it might be raining the rest of the day. I got this sub from Quick Trip, kind of smashed a little bit, but Henry won't mind. The temperature probably got up to about 70 degrees, which is about 17 Celsius. I don't know, it's humid and I was sweating a lot, so I need to get some water in me. Need to hydrate. So I think Henry's going to share this lunch with me. Henry, you want a bite? Not bad. Well, we're going to sit underneath this tarp and I'm going to hope that the rain dies down. Because I want to get some firewood, get a fire going, and maybe smoke out some of these mosquitoes here. But man, poor Henry. Oh, he's just getting chewed up. Beautiful up here though. Get those mosquitoes off of him. I'm going to set up my hammock and then set up Henry's shelter right underneath me, and then so he can get out of this swarm of mosquitoes. He's just getting chewed up, poor Henry. And I have bug spray on, so it's helping a lot. It is buggy up here. Gotta get going. I got my hammock set up, and then I set up that shelter for Henry. It's from Dutchware Gear. It's a pup tent, and it's really a nice little shelter. It's lightweight, packable. I like it, Henry likes it. He's out of the bugs. He's sleeping right now, enjoying that little mat that I carried in for him. But I'm gonna put my underquilt on, which is from Hammock Gear. It's a 40 degree. Then I'm gonna take out my comforter, which is a top quilt. It's comforter from Superior Gear. It's a 30 degree. And probably take a little snooze. Yeah, it looks like this rain ain't gonna stop, so I might as well take a snooze and get out of the rain under the tarp, but also get away from these mosquitoes that are underneath the tarp. So nighty night. Man, it rained all day today. The sun is finally coming out. It rained for about 7 hours straight. And I just, we slept for 2 hours in a hammock. And then I went and found some wood, processed it, and wait for the rain to stop before I started the fire. I batoned it, split it so you can find the dry stuff inside there. Even though the log is wet, but when you split it open, inside it's dry, and I batoned it into small little chunks so I can start a fire. Henry, he went back to his shelter and just wanted to go in there because he tried to go by the fire in the weeds. He just couldn't find any relief, so went back to the shelter. I let him in there. Now he's sleeping back over there. Got a fire going now. I got to get a good set of coals going, and then I'm going to cook some brats. It's always a tradition for me to bring up brats the first night. So I'm going to cook them up and eat them. And I know in the evening time the mosquitoes are really going to come out. So I'm going to enjoy the sunset here because we're facing west. Finally got some smoke. This will get rid of those mosquitoes. Henry's eating his food now, but the mosquitoes are tearing his legs up. Steve. Okay. There you are. Ah. Well, good morning, everyone. Slept great in my hammock. Last night I got up to go to the bathroom and there was fireflies all over the place. And also I got Henry out, and while we were doing our business, I had my headlight on and I seen this, it looked like a bat that was flying around, and it was this huge, beautiful white moth, and it landed on my arm and had this big swallowtail. I wish I had a camera to take a picture of it. I'd never seen a moth like that. But you guys, we finally got a breeze coming in to keep those mosquitoes at bay, because they are thick in here. Took down camp. Good to go. I'm gonna get some water down here by the lake. And then I gotta get some food in me. Got my fancy feast alcohol stove. Got this carbon felt to block the wind. Let that sit for 5 minutes. Then I'll take the rest of the water and use it for my broth. I got chicken and beef. I think I'm gonna have beef broth this morning. Got these little cubes, throw it in there for about 5 minutes, kind of break it up because it just doesn't dissolve. You have to break it up. This coffee cup I got is really cool. It's made out of a Foster beer can. It has felt around here, or I should say fiberglass wicking, and then a rubber lip guard so you don't burn your lips. And this thing is really lightweight. I've had this thing for, many years now. It's made by Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. If you're interested, really lightweight. I really love this. When we came to this campsite here, people had trash in the fire grate there. I think it was food because Henry kind of wanted to go over there and eat some of it. So you guys, don't leave trash up here. I've been seeing that a lot lately. So leave no trace behind. This is pretty sad, and there's a tin can right over here. It's not what you want to see when you come up here in the wilderness. I don't know if you can see it, it's a big chunk of strawberry. Very tasty. That wind's picking up, which is great. I hope it stays like this. Clouds are moving in. As long as it doesn't rain, that's fine. Last night there was a, I don't know if you can hear it, there was a great horned owl hooting behind us. And last night, I would say probably about midnight, right above us, he was right above us, and he kept going, whoo! And then Henry would growl. And about a minute later he'd go, whoo! And Henry would go, and that lasted for about a good half hour. It was kind of hilarious. This is some of the things you see out in nature. You got a hoot owl, and I got my yellow wolf here. After I'm done eating, I'm gonna head north, and I'm thinking about going to a site on this Angleworm lake here because it's open, and we need that breeze because the bugs are so bad, especially those flies on Henry. They could be just terrible. So if someone's there because it's a canoe site, we'll move a little more north to Whiskey Jack Lake. This is our last full day. Tomorrow we leave, so hopefully it won't rain. But it's supposed to be hot today. It's supposed to get up in the 80s, which is probably about 25 Celsius. So it's going to be warm. That's another reason I want to get in the open. Finish breakfast, take down, pack up, next camp. Off on the trail again. We'll see you at camp.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper.